Hi, a viewer called Russ asked would I be to have a look at this, and what it is, it's a linear actuator from a chair that belongs to his chiropodist. And what he said was, I think he said it was going up but not going down, or going down and not going up, something like that. That's the remote control for it, and we've got a power supply here. So let's just plug it in. And we've got a green power light there. And the remote's lit up there. It's got some blue LEDs in it. So that's moving. And it's going up. But when you press down, nothing's happening. So it could just be the switch in the control handset here, or it could be a break in the wire. I'm not so sure yet, but let's have a look. Let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. So I might start with the remote control. I'll just move this to one side. Actually, what might be worth doing is just checking that this is giving out the correct voltage. Let's just zoom down and have a look. And 29 volts seems a bit of an unusual voltage. Right, so we're going to volts DC. There we go, 29.61, so that's close enough. So the power supply seems okay. So it looks like we've got 5 screws on the back of this handset. Right, and we're into it. Let's see what's in here then. And the answer is not a lot. So we've got just a few LEDs, some resistors. It looks like there's provision for some kind of boost circuit or power supply here, which doesn't look to be used. And a USB socket, so perhaps there's some kind of option for this to be used as a USB charger maybe. That's kind of what that looks like. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll just check these micro switches. Let's move the buttons out of the way. And we'll just go on to continuity. So I'll just press the button. So it looks like that micro switch is okay. Let's just try this one. And that one's okay. And it looks like those two just go to the yellow and black wire here. So I guess this just switches the 29 volts, which must come in on this pin here. That looks like ground, to the 2 outputs there by the look of things. I'll just plug it back in, we'll just check the voltages. I think that one's going to be power in, and it is. Yep, so that sends 29 volts to there. It's going to be a bit trickier to try and press the button at the same time. Yeah, so both of those switches are working. So it could possibly be a break in the wire. So let's see if we can figure out where the wire goes. So it goes to this plug here. So let's go into continuity again, and we'll see if we get continuity between these and the plug. Yeah, so it looks like the cable and the handset's okay. I know the power supply is okay. So I wonder if the problem's actually in here. Right, I'm going to put the handset back together and then we'll open this bit up. Right, the handset's all back together, so let's have a look in this part. So we've got one cable coming into this motor here. Looks like we have to remove these 6 silver screws and possibly the one black one there. Right, let's see what's in here then. So we've got some kind of worm gear there, a rather large bearing. We've got a bit of a pinched wire there. Let's just zoom down a bit. So it looks like the power comes in here and then goes to the motor, and then we've got another red and white wire, sorry, going down here somewhere. I wonder if I can get this part off. Right, get this out of the way. It's got some wires going up inside of it. Right, what I might do is just use the test meter and we'll just see what's coming out of this blue and white wire. I'll just see if I can pierce the insulation. I'm just going to volts DC. Right, let's just press the buttons. So 29 volts there, and minus 29 volts, but it isn't doing anything. So that way it's sending power and the motor's going, but when we do that one, it's reversing the power, but the motor isn't reversing. I don't know what these 2 wires are for. If I can get that bit out, let's see if this bit wants to come out or something. Oh, we have a couple of micro switches. So I wonder if there's like a limit switch on this. I'll just get this rod out of the way. So when that one's pressed in, it stops it. So obviously when those micro switches get pressed in, it must tell the motor to stop. Let's just check the continuity of those. So when you press it in, we're getting a diode reading because there's a diode across the back of this one. And let's just try this one. We've got a constant 3 ohms on this one. Now the micro switch feels like it's actually okay, so I'm just wondering if this diode's failed here. I wonder if I could just snip one of the legs just to find out. Let's just try this diode. The diode's okay. So it looks like the micro switch might be faulty. Yeah, that micro switch isn't doing anything even when you press the button in and out. It's just kind of failed. So I think that's what the problem is. It looks like the limit switch has failed. So I don't know if I've got one of those micro switches. I'll have to have a look. It looks actually full of oil here. I wonder if oil is getting into it somehow and caused it to stop working. Get that micro switch apart. I think there's another clip underneath it. But it looks like this might just be full of oil that's stopping the contact from. Doesn't make sense though, because the contact's closed. I'm thinking, is it where the contact is closed and not making contact? But that doesn't make sense, does it? It would be the other way around. Right, there we go. Well, that seems to be opening fine. What? Well, I just don't understand this. Why is, unless we're measuring through something else. Right, let's try that now. So it's not making contact. Let's see if we've got some switch cleaner. And it's still not making contact. So I think that's what the problem is, this micro switch. So I've got a piece of fine sandpaper here and I'm just trying to clean the two contacts. I think what's happened with this is the oil's getting in. It's probably caused the contacts to start sparking. And that's what's caused it to fail. It's just caused a bad connection and then the contacts have stopped conducting. Let's see if that's made any difference. That looks better. So I think that might be it. Just going to clean any remains of grease out of this. I'm just going to give it another blast with contact cleaner. Now I need to resolder that diode, but luckily I left enough length on it. Let's see what it does now then. Let's plug this back in. So that's the up, but the down still isn't working. It is intermittently. Yeah, and here fizzling in here. This definitely needs a new micro switch. Right, I'm going to have to see if I can get a new micro switch then, I think. So I've had a look around my parts boxes and I've found a micro switch that I think should do. It's the same physical size. So let's see if we can get this one off and replace it. Hopefully without melting all of this plastic thing. Let's check that those are the same size. I'm thinking to cut these legs a bit shorter as well. try and solder the diode on first, just to keep this in place. Right, I think that should be it. Let's just try it. Right, I've got up and down working there. So now I've just got to try and get it all back together. Right, it's all back together. Let's see if it works. I'll just zoom out a little bit. And we'll just plug it in. And it's stopped. And it's going back in. Excellent. So Russ took the linear actuator back to his chiropodist, fitted it, and this is the result. So as you can see, the chair goes up now and it goes down. I think we'll call this one a fix then. Right then, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.